Hey guys, today I want to talk about the Sherman Tipo IC in the Italian tech tree. A tank that, in my experience, has to be the worst Sherman in the game, but also one of the worst vehicles I've played in the Italian tech tree. It's a cool looking vehicle, and I will persevere with it and try and make it work, but let's go through the negatives, and there aren't many positives I'm afraid about this tank. So the gun looks good on paper but bad in practice. The Sherman Tipo IC is armed with the 76mm QF 17 pounder, so like the 17 pounder that was used on the British Firefly. It sounds impressive, it has high penetration values, but the AP shells are definitely lacking the punch, not very explosive. And this means you've got to be quite precise, you've got to try and ammo rack, you've got to try and take out crew, kill them directly. There's no one-shot potential with the shell types. So most of the time it's all about crippling the enemy, but you're not going to destroy them. And this is not great for the vehicle, which is supposed to be pretty much a tank destroyer. I mean, it's kind of an Italian Firefly. The Firefly, although it was designated as a medium, was pretty much in the tank destroyer role. So it's not really that good for being a tank destroyer, is it, if you can't one-shot a vehicle. Unlike the British Firefly and the Sherman VC, the Tipo IC doesn't have the best ammunition. It severely limits its ability to deal with heavy armour at its BR. Hopefully the VC, I haven't played this yet, I haven't got to it, but I would think it's probably got a more effective shell type and can punch through armour more effectively, fulfilling the role as a tank destroyer as it should be. So on to the armour and survivability, forget about it, it's practically non-existent. The Sherman IC uses a cast hull and it's actually got the worst armour for a Sherman, it must be. I mean, it's much less effective at stopping penetrations. The round corners kind of create a more flat armour, weak spots that are easier to penetrate. And for its battle rating, almost every enemy can penetrate your armour from any angle. You can't angle the hull, forget about trying to angle the tank. I talked about this a lot with Italian vehicles in the lower ranks, that to boost your survivability you can angle the tank and you might bounce and ricochet shells. You can't do that with this tank, forget about it. There's too many weak spots, no chance of boosting any survivability doing that. And you can't go hull down either, because the turret armour, while it is better than the hull armour, it's not great. Still just about everything can go through it, so you can't go hull down either. So that's not good, makes it a lot easier for the enemy to kill the tank. The tank is a huge target, has a high profile, crew is clustered together, making it easy to get knocked out with a single shot. Does it get any better? What about mobility? No, disappointing for a Sherman. Shermans in general are supposed to be quite mobile, but the Tipo IC is pretty slow, quite cumbersome, not great acceleration, top speed's mediocre, so it feels quite sluggish to play, especially compared to other Shermans in the game. My Sherman V or Sherman 5, that's a little bit lower BR rating at rank 3, that feels a lot better for mobility. Also the traverse is better, turret traverse, than what's on this Tipo IC Sherman as well. So that's another problem as well. You know, at this BR rating you're going to be facing a lot of T-34s and there's Panzer IVs, all good flanking tanks, manoeuvrable tanks. That makes it extremely difficult for the Tipo IC because traverse is not great and turret traverse is slower. So yeah, that's not good neither. On to gun handling. Extremely frustrating. Gun depression is awful. It's like a lot of the Soviet vehicles of the time. It's got 5 degrees of gun depression, which is very poor for a Sherman. In fact, I've been pretty disappointed with both of the Shermans that I've played at rank 3. The Sherman V is not great for gun depression neither. Quite disappointing there really, because normally you associate for Shermans quite decent gun depression for hull down tactics, and again that's why hull down's not going to work for this tank neither, because you haven't got the gun depression. Extremely frustrating when you've got uneven terrain. Many a situation where My eyes have lit up because I've seen a target tank driving along, exposing all of his side. I'm ready to take the shot, and then that uneven terrain gets in the way. I can't get the gun to poke over that ridge and take the shot. I have to drive over the ridge. That enemy tank sees me, boom, puts a shell straight through me and I'm gone. There's no stabilizer, so you can't fire on the move. Forget about brawling, forget about getting in close and personal, because the T-34s and the Panzer IVs of the Germans, and probably medium tanks of just about everything else, other Shermans and Chinese, Japanese mediums, whatever, will just outdo this tank. You know, by the time you stabilise your gun, it's too late. They've put a shell straight through you. Is there any other armament that's any good? You've got a 50 caliber machine gun. It might be good against aircraft, but I'm not really one for playing against aircraft. I don't really specialise in those anti-aircraft vehicles. When I do use machine guns on my tanks, I'm mostly going for tank destroyers with open crew, or lightly armoured vehicles. You know, some of those wheeled vehicles have got such light armour that a high caliber machine gun will go through the armour of it, and that's when I will use my machine gun. That is a plus, probably one of the few pluses on this tank, that you've got a decent caliber machine gun. So the TPO IC doesn't excel in any role. It's not even good as a sniper. I would say probably the best thing to do is, with this tank, is to play it at range, to fall back a bit. Don't go brawling, don't go leading the charge. But it's not even good in that role either. You can't brawl with it, it's not a good brawler, it's not fast enough to flank, and it hasn't got the survivability to be on the front line. And as I said, even as a support tank, it's going to struggle. It can't reliably finish off targets, it can't one-shot them, it can't disable tanks quickly neither. I find that I'm having to pump lots of shells into a target to even just disable it and stop it from firing back. It's tough. So let's compare with other rank 3 tanks, say the Turan 3. Turan 3 is a much better tank, even though the BR rating is lower. It's only 4.0 I think for the Turan 3, compared to 4.7 for the TPO IC. Turan 3 has better mobility, better armour, and more effective firepower with the shell type that it's got, and it's got one-shot potential. I don't know what it's going to be like high. The next one's the Sherman VC. I haven't got that vehicle yet. I've had a look at the stats. It doesn't look an awful lot better than what the Sherman TPO IC is. Maybe it's got better shell types, it's got better one-shot potential. I don't know. Someone could perhaps tell me in the comments whether it's going to be much better or not. But it's not looking good. You can compare it to another tank destroyer rank 3, the Italian one, the Semavente de 9053. That's a bad platform, not got a lot going for it overall, but at least with that it's got an exceptional gun, good for sniping, and it's got one-shot ability. So even that is, I'd put that as better than this Sherman TPO IC, even though I don't really particularly like the Semavente that much neither. It's not really my kind of play style, but I still put that above this as a better vehicle. So to conclude, the Sherman TPO IC is a tank that looks decent on paper, looks nice to look at, but fails in almost every practical aspect. It lacks a decent shell type for one-shotting, it's got poor survivability, sluggish mobility, and underwhelming gun performance, and it makes it a contender for me as one of the worst Shermans in the game. It's got to be. I mean, I know I haven't played all the other tech trees, but I can't imagine there's many Shermans that are going to be as bad as this. And it's been one of the most frustrating tanks that I've played so far in the Italian tech tree. There's only been one that I've put as worse. I really couldn't get on with it at all, and that's all the way down at rank 1, and that's that meme vehicle, the Lancia 3-row. I couldn't do anything with that at all. It was awful. I can do a bit with this TPO IC. I can make it work occasionally. I do get the odd kill and getting some kill assists here and there as well, but it really is a struggle. I'm going to stick with it. I want to persevere with it because I think rank 3 I'm going to play a lot at. I like the challenge of going up against these T-34s. I'll probably go completely nuts trying to do so and trying to make it work, but I'm going to try my best with it. But I think for a lot of you players, you probably want to try and skip through it as soon as possible and try and find better options for your lineups. Anyway, that finishes this video. I'll see you in the next one.